I'm 29, male, an electrical engineer at a manufacturing company. The pay is decent, nothing wild, but stable. My girlfriend is 27. We'd been together for 3 years and living in my apartment for the last 18 months. Her parents are very traditional, old-school conservative. They loved me because, in their words, I was stable and respectable. 2 weeks ago, my girlfriend told me she had a 4-day work conference for her marketing job. Out west, she said. Companies flying us out. Super boring, but mandatory. Something felt off. She'd never mentioned this conference before, no emails, no calendar invite, nothing. But I didn't push. I just nodded and said, "Cool, have fun." Here's the thing about her. She was terrible at covering her tracks. She left her iPad at home, still connected to her iMessage. I wasn't snooping. I was cooking dinner and grabbed it to look up a recipe when a message popped up from someone saved as work regional manager. "Can't wait to finally see you again, baby. For days isn't enough, but I'll take what I can get." My stomach dropped. I scrolled up. Months of messages. Explicit ones. Plans. "I miss your body. Remember when we used to?" "My girlfriend doesn't compare to you." His girlfriend? Turns out work regional manager was her ex-boyfriend from college. They dated for 2 years before she met me. According to the messages, they'd reconnected 5 months ago. What started as catching up turned into an affair. The conference was actually a trip to see him. He booked the hotel. For days together while I sat at home like an idiot. I stared at the screen for an hour, hands shaking. 3 years of my life. I'd been planning to propose next spring. That's when I made a decision. Some people would call it petty. I call it strategic. Her parents lived about 40 minutes away. Deeply religious. Extremely strict. To them, infidelity was unforgivable. Her mom once cut off her own sister for 2 years after an affair. I checked my girlfriend's laptop. She'd left her flight confirmation open. Departing, Thursday, 7 a.m. Returning, Sunday, 5:30 p.m. I had 4 days. Update 1, the setup. For those 4 days, I played the perfect boyfriend. "Miss you, baby. Hope the conference is going well. Can't wait for you to come home." She replied with lies. "So boring here. Wish I was home with you. Learning so much though." Meanwhile, I was busy. First, I packed her things. Calmly, neatly. Clothes folded. Toiletries bagged. Books. Decorations. Her ridiculous scented candle collection. Everything went into 4 medium boxes. No damage. No petinis. Then I called her parents. Her mom answered cheerfully. "Oi, sua tia. How's our girl doing at her conference?" I paused. "That's actually why I'm calling. I wanted to surprise her at the airport tomorrow. Flowers, dinner, make it special. I know you've been missing her. Thought you might want to come." She loved the idea. "Your father and I would love that." Perfect. Her flight landed Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Terminal B. I told them I'd pick them up at 4 o'clock. I felt sick hanging up. They didn't deserve what was coming, but they deserved the truth. Next, I needed to make sure the ex would be there. I made a fake Instagram account and DM'd him, pretending to be a photographer working on a project about airport reunions. He replied like an idiot. "Yeah, actually. Dropping my girl off Sunday evening." My girl. Terminal B. Around 5 p.m. Exactly where we'd be. Update 2. The airport. Sunday I barely slept. I picked up her parents at 4 o'clock sharp. Her dad wore his Sunday best. Her mom brought flowers for our baby girl. The guilt hit, but I pushed through. At 4:45, we stood by the arrival's doors. At 5:15, the flight landed. At 5:31, she walked out, laughing, smiling, holding hands with him. They stopped just outside the doors. He kissed her. Not a peck. Orealkish. Her mom made a sound I'll never forget. Like something breaking. My girlfriend looked up. Saw us. Her face drained white. "Mom? Dad? What are you?" She dropped his hand instantly. "This isn't. I can explain." "Babe, who are these people?" the ex asked. "Did he just call you babe?" Her father said. ice cold. We just watched you kiss him, her mom whispered. After you told us you were at a work conference. I can explain. Explain what? Her dad snapped. That you're a liar? The ex backed away. Whoa, you told me you were single. I am, she said desperately. We were basically breaking up anyway. I finally spoke. News to me. Her eyes burned into me. You planned this. No, I said. You planned this. I just stopped protecting you. Her parents walked away. I don't recognize you, her father said. Don't contact us. They never looked back. I set the box at her feet. Your stuff. I changed the locks this morning. You can't do this to me. You already did this to yourself. I walked away. Update 3, Aftermath. The first 2 days were quiet. Then the messages started. You owe me a conversation. You humiliated me. It was just a moment of weakness. 5 months is not a moment. Her sister called. She listened, then said, if you'd confronted her privately, she would have lied. This way, there's no spin. That helped. She showed up at my apartment one night, claiming I stole her jewelry. She was wearing the necklace she accused me of taking. When she threatened the police, I mentioned screenshots and false reports. She left. Her ex DM'd me later. She told me you broke up months ago. I blocked her. Good. Then came the entitlement. Claims for money she wasn't owed. My lawyer friend laughed. No lease, no receipts, no case. Then her father called. You dodged a cannon, he said. You're a good man. That call gave me peace. Where things stand. She's back at her parents' house now. Strict rules. No freedom. Church every Sunday. Lectures on morality. Her ex moved on. Her best friend? Now dating him. As for me, I'm okay. The apartment is quiet. Clean. Honest. Some days I wonder if I went too far. Then I remember 5 months of lies. It wasn't revenge. It was the truth. Just delivered at a time she couldn't escape. I'm not happy, but I'm free. And that's enough for now. I thought the airport would be the end of it. I was wrong. The silence after everything went down was almost peaceful. For 2 days, nothing. No calls. No texts. I figured reality had finally hit her. Then the rewriting started. Day 3, she texted, we need to talk. You owe me that. I didn't reply. Day 4, I can't believe you humiliated me like that. In front of my parents. That was cruel. Cruel. Interesting choice of word for someone who lied for 5 months straight. Then came the justification. It was just a weak moment. I never meant for it to go that far. A moment doesn't last 5 months. A moment doesn't involve hotel bookings and exit kisses. Day 5, her sister called again. I'm not defending her, she said. But I need you to know what she's telling people. That's when I heard it. According to my ex, she didn't cheat. She escaped. She was now telling anyone who'd listen that I was emotionally abusive, controlling, paranoid, that she felt trapped and had to find comfort elsewhere. Classic move. When accountability feels too heavy, flip the script and play the victim. Her sister didn't buy it. I was around you two all the time, she said. I never saw anything like that. This feels like damage control. Exactly. A few days later, mutual friends started acting weird. Short replies, awkward pauses, some distance. I knew what was happening. She was planting seeds. I didn't chase anyone. People who know me don't need convincing. The legal threat that went nowhere. About 2 weeks in, she sent another email. This one sounded official. She claimed I owed her money. Rent, furniture, emotional damages. The total? Just over $4,000. I forwarded it to my lawyer friend. He laughed. She's got nothing. Lease is in your name. Furniture receipts are yours. This is intimidation. I replied with one sentence. Please direct all further legal communication to my attorney. Never heard about that again. Funny how confident people get when they think fear will work. The final attempt. The last real interaction happened late one night. Unknown number. I answered. I just want closure, she said. Her voice was softer now. controlled, strategic. You got closure at the airport. You didn't have to destroy my relationship with my parents. I paused. No, I said. You destroyed it. I just didn't lie for you. She was quiet. I loved you, she said finally. People who love you don't lie to your face every day. That's when the mask slipped. You think you're better than me, she snapped. You planned everything. You wanted to punish me. I wanted the truth to be visible, I said. What happened after that wasn't my choice. She hung up. That was the last time we spoke. Where it landed. She moved back in with her parents. Strict rules. No trust. No independence. From what I heard, she hates it. But she has nowhere else to go. Friends burned out. Sympathy expired. Stories stopped working. Her ex disappeared completely. Blocked her everywhere. As for me, I won't pretend I'm thriving. But I'm sleeping better. No more second-guessing. No more wondering if I'm crazy for noticing patterns. No more loving someone who lies effortlessly. I didn't win anything. I just walked away intact. And honestly, that's enough. It's been a while now. Long enough for the noise to die down. No more late-night messages. No surprise calls. No mutual friends checking in to pass along updates I didn't ask for. The story ran out of fuel once people realized there was nothing left to spin. I didn't chase closure. I didn't need an apology. I already got the truth, and that was enough. The apartment feels different now. Quieter. Lighter. I rearranged the furniture, replaced the bed, cleared out anything that reminded me of a version of my life that wasn't real. It's strange how much peace shows up once dishonesty leaves the room. Every once in a while, I think about the man I was before all this. The one planning a proposal, imagining a future, trusting without hesitation. I don't miss the situation, but I don't regret being that guy either. Trusting someone isn't a flaw. Staying once you know the truth is. People have opinions. Some say I went too far. Some say they would have done worse. None of that matters. Everyone talks big until it's their life, their time, their trust on the line. What I know is this. I didn't ruin anything. I stopped protecting a lie. The truth didn't destroy her world. It just exposed it. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even bitter. I'm just done. Done explaining. Done justifying. Done carrying someone else's consequences. I'm moving forward slowly, carefully, but honestly. And next time, if someone wants to walk out of my life, they won't need an excuse or a secret trip. They can just go. For now, I'm ordering food, sitting in my quiet apartment, and enjoying something I didn't have for a long time. Peace. Time has a way of stripping stories down to what actually mattered. Weeks passed, then months. The chaos faded. The anger cooled. What stayed wasn't rage or satisfaction. It was clarity. I stopped replaying the airport scene in my head. Stopped wondering what I could have done differently. Once the truth is out, there's nothing left to debate. I didn't lose 3 years of my life. I learned who someone really was before I tied myself to a future built on lies. That matters. A lot more than people realize. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal itself. It was accepting that the version of her I loved never actually existed. She wasn't stolen from me by another man. She was revealed by her own choices. That realization hurt, but it also freed me. You can't fix what was never honest to begin with. Her attempts to rewrite the past eventually burned out. Playing the victim only works when there's still an audience willing to listen. When people saw consistency on my side and chaos on hers, the narrative collapsed on its own. I didn't defend myself publicly. I didn't counter every lie. I just lived normally. Truth doesn't need maintenance. I ran into her father once by chance weeks later. We didn't talk long. He just nodded, put a hand on my shoulder, and said, "You did right by yourself." That was enough. I didn't need forgiveness from someone who never wronged me, but hearing that confirmed I wasn't crazy for choosing dignity over silence. As for her, I stopped checking. Healing really starts when you no longer care how someone else's story turns out. I hope she figures herself out someday. Not for me, but because life doesn't get easier when you refuse accountability. That lesson keeps repeating until you finally listen. I started rebuilding quietly. Gym again. Long walks. Cooking meals that were mine alone. Relearning what my own routines felt like without adjusting for someone else's lies. I didn't rush into dating. I let myself be alone long enough to remember who I was before everything revolved around keeping the peace. There's a different kind of confidence that comes from walking away clean. No yelling. No threats. No dragging things out. Just a line drawn and respected. I learned that boundaries don't have to be loud. They just have to be final. Sometimes people ask if I regret how it ended. If involving her parents was too harsh. I thought about that deeply. And the answer is no. The truth didn't need softening. It needed light. If something collapses when exposed, it wasn't stable to begin with. I don't see the story as revenge. I see it as alignment. My values and my actions finally matched. I chose honesty over comfort, self-respect over denial, peace over pretending. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even sad most days. I'm just aware. Aware of red flags I'll never ignore again. Aware that trust is precious, not automatic. Aware that loving someone doesn't mean protecting them from the consequences of their own choices. The apartment is quiet now, but it's a good quiet. The kind that lets you breathe. The kind that reminds you that stability isn't just about money or plans. It's about truth. I don't know who I'll meet next or when. I'm not in a hurry. The future doesn't feel urgent anymore. It feels open. This chapter closed the way it needed to, clearly, honestly, and without regret. I didn't walk away bitter. I walked away whole.